Hello everybody. So today I'm going to talk about whiner pores. Whiner pores is that damaged pore. It's that large pore that's been damaged and just doesn't go away. I happen to have one on my cheek and I've just extracted it so you can see what it looks like here. You can see the little hole there in my face, right there on my cheek. And it's a little red because I've just extracted it. I also happen to have one on my arm. Now, often people get them on their arms, they get them on their chest, on their back, on their neck, on their face, and it's that deep pore that just fills up with bacteria, dead cells, and sebum, and it just builds and it just stays there. The only way to get rid of it is having it cut by the dermatologist. They'll cut it and stitch it. That is the only way to get rid of a whiner pore. It's the pore that's really damaged. It goes down into the deeper layers and it just keeps filling up. Now, often what comes out of a whiner pore, because it's often been there a very long time, it will have an odor. So it doesn't smell good. But I like to use different tools when I'm doing my extractions on whiner pores. And some of my tools are these ones here. These are the ones that I use in treatment. Some of them have a very fine little circle around the top here, you see. These ones over here on the left are very, very fine. Now you have to be really careful with the fine ones because they can break the skin. So these ones here are a little bit thicker. They have a slightly thicker hoop. And then of course down the bottom, you've got the very, very thick ones. These ones are going to cause less damage on the skin. We don't want to damage the skin at all when we're extracting, but you do have to go quite firm. And for me, being incredibly thorough with my extractions, it's super important that I be really thorough and that I get it all out. So I'll only find myself using something like this in areas that I can't get to, sometimes on the sides of the nose or inside the ear. I have one that's slanted like this. This one is great. Can you see that? Slanted so that you can really get inside the ear. Anybody that has an oily skin, meaning blackheads all over their face, are often going to have a lot of little blackheads down around the ear, and they're going to have them inside the ear. So you want to clean that for your client. But also let them know that at home they need to be, washing their ear using a warm wet washcloth and just getting in there and really cleaning it, because an oily skin is going to have blackheads inside their ear. So it's really important. And there are some other little tools. These ones here are the ones that the consumers can buy that again, are good to have if you recommend your client to be using them at home. Sometimes people are just too aggressive and they cause a lot of damage. So you have to be very careful if you're using tools. I very rarely use them on the face. It's only if I can't get to them with my fingers. Of course, what we want to be doing if you're doing them at home with your fingers, you want to make sure that you get a tissue. Tissues, they work in a certain way. So this one here, depending on the brand of the tissue, you just fold it over, wrap it around your finger like this. There we go. And then you can, get to your areas. But, for us Esties who have to, we're wearing gloves, we're wearing a lot of things to protect ourselves too and protect you when doing extractions. So that's my whiner pore there. As I said, I have one on my arm that's right up here that fills up and you can feel the bump, and then I have to extract it. Some people will say you're better just to leave it alone, but I don't like to have it there because if I leave it for a long time, it will get a little bump and then it starts to smell. It has an odor and that's really nasty. So the other thing I want to show you today is around my lip here. You can see I've got some burst blood vessels right here. Now that's because twice in my life I've had filler in my nasolabial lines, and the filler that I have is called Artefill. And Artefill is something that I love, but it lasts a really long time. It lasts 7 to 10 years. So whenever you have any filler done, you are causing, because there is a needle, you are causing micro scarring, and you're also going to be damaging little blood vessels often, which in my case has happened right here. So what happens, you can have it zapped with a derm and you know, they will disperse, the capillaries will disperse, and it's not harmful at all to do that. But I just wanted to show you my Weiner pore, guys. I'd extracted it. It's left that little hole on my cheek there, and that's what it looks like. I'm not used to touching my face with my fingers. I don't really normally do that unless I have a clean face, and of course I've got makeup and sunblock on right now, so I've left myself a little bit red here. It's good to have a clean skin when you are extracting, and it's good to put something on it after you extract, something that's active like an AHA, something that's going to help to kind of stimulate your fibroblast cells to help shrink that pore a little bit. For the blood vessels here, I'm going to eventually go get them zapped from a derm, but see, they're right there. And as I said, it's just here because of my nasal labia filler that I get. But you can, as I said, get it zapped. Meanwhile, I can be using bioflavonoids that are going to help strengthen my blood vessels. Like the Rejuvi Q flavonoid is really great. It has the arnica, the vitamin P, the vitamin K. And that's just a really good thing to do, just to help, you know, strengthen and keep the skin strong and sturdy. So that's it for today. Weiner pores and little burst blood vessels around my nose, around my mouth, I should say. And I hope you're all staying well. Bye.